The night had a heaviness to it, one of those nights where silence hums louder than sound. The city outside Bobby's window glowed with scattered lights, each one flickering like tiny truths she wished she could run away from. But here, in this dim apartment, everything felt still. Everything except her heart. She hadn't expected Marco to show up. Not tonight. Not after everything. The soft knock on her door pulled her out of her spiraling thoughts. She hesitated, breath catching in her throat. Part of her wanted to ignore it. The other part, the part she couldn't control, knew exactly who was standing on the other side. As she opened the door, there he was. Marco. His presence filled the doorway like a quiet storm, calm on the surface, dangerous underneath. His hair was slightly damp from the misty night air, and his eyes, those eyes carried an apology he had never said out loud. "Bobby," he whispered, his voice low, rough around the edges, as if he had been rehearsing her name all night. She didn't respond. She couldn't. Her emotions were an ache pressing tightly in her chest. Marco stepped inside slowly, giving her enough space to walk away if she wanted. She didn't. The door clicked shut behind him. A faint glow from the lamp cast warm shadows across the living room. The tension between them thickened, hanging in the air like smoke after a flame. Neither spoke, but the silence wasn't empty, it was full of things they had tried so hard to ignore. Finally, Marco let out a small breath. "You're avoiding me," he said softly. "You lied." Her voice was gentle but sharp. "I know." He moved closer, not touching her, just close enough so she could feel the warmth of his body. "I should have told you the truth from the beginning." She looked at him, eyes shining with frustration, hurt, and something else, something she didn't want to name. "And now you come here, why?" His jaw tightened for a moment before he answered. "Because you're the only thing I haven't been able to walk away from." Bobby blinked. The words hit her like a rush of heat, stealing her breath. She turned away, but Marco reached up gently, not to stop her but to let his hand hover near her arm, close enough to feel, far enough to respect the space she hadn't given him permission to cross. "Bobby, look at me." Slowly, reluctantly, she did. What she saw wasn't the confident, composed Marco the world knew. This was Marco with walls crumbling, with guilt showing, with longing he wasn't hiding anymore. He stepped closer, and this time she didn't move back. Their bodies were inches apart, the distance thin enough to break with a single breath. "You have every right to hate me," he said. "I don't," she murmured, shaking her head. "I'm just hurt." Her honesty cracked something inside him. His eyes softened. "I can't change the past," he whispered. "But I'm here now. I'm here because I choose you." Those words, her resolve trembled. Marco lifted a hand slowly, giving her time to pull away. When she didn't, his fingertips brushed her cheek gently, like a whisper against her skin. Bobby closed her eyes for a moment, trying to steady the storm inside her chest. "Don't do this if you're going to leave again," she said, her voice low, fragile. "I'm not leaving," he murmured. And then, finally, he closed the distance. The kiss began softly, almost hesitant, as if he was asking for permission. But the moment her lips parted against his, everything intensified. The tension that had simmered between them for weeks ignited instantly, burning hot and fast. Marco's hand slid behind her waist, pulling her gently but firmly against him, while her fingers curled into his shirt, gripping tightly, holding him, needing him, forgiving him without saying the words. The kiss deepened, slow turning to urgent, gentle turning to desperate. It was the kind of kiss filled with truths they had never said out loud, with emotions they had tried to hide, with the fire of everything they felt but never admitted. Bobby broke the kiss for a breath, but Marco didn't step away. Their foreheads touched, breaths mingling. "Tell me this is real," she whispered. "It's real," he murmured, brushing his thumb along her jaw. "Everything with you is real." She kissed him again, this time harder. Marco pulled her closer, lifting her slightly as he pressed her back against the wall. Her breath escaped in a soft gasp, and he kissed her jaw, her neck, every movement slow but charged with intensity. Bobby's hands cupped his face, bringing him back to her lips. Their bodies moved together with a rhythm that felt natural, magnetic, inevitable. Every touch burned. Every breath tangled. Every second tasted like a truth they had been running from. The room around them disappeared. There was only his heartbeat against her chest, her fingers tangled in his hair, the warm glide of his hands down her back, the soft sounds of their lips meeting again and again. The kiss wasn't just passion, it was vulnerability, apology, forgiveness, longing, desire, and a silent confession neither of them could put into words. For that moment, the world outside didn't matter. The betrayal, the lies, the doubts, they faded. There was only them. Burning. Colliding. Falling into something they could no longer deny.